Close your eyes. Breathe in deep. Let the breath out. You're about to be guided into an imaginal world of sand dunes and shimmering heat. Plunge your hand into the sand and scoop it up, trying to grip it in your fist. As your hand opens, feel the sand sift through your fingers. Watch the way the rising wind catches the grains and carries them away. Let go of all hesitation, like it's a tunic you no longer need. Now, you're ready to journey. You're perched on top of a towering dune. A hot, dry wind glides over the sand, swirling it, teasing it up into a spinning eddy. As the wind tugs at the fabric of your tunic, you stare out at the endless chevrons of dunes, at this desert that stretches for hundreds of miles. The sun bakes the sand. The air shimmers in the heat. You've come in search of a mythical oasis, a tiny compound dotted with cool fountains and lush gardens. Some people say it's nothing more than a mirage, but other people, older ones who have seen much in their long lives, swear that it's real, that they've been there, and that to sit and rest in that fabled place is to know true peace. You take a deep breath, get a running start, and launch yourself into the air, your legs scissoring as you fly. You're halfway down the dune when your feet finally hit the sand, sliding, skidding, etching trails that snake along behind you. You have few provisions, just the water in the pack on your back, a few pieces of fruit. You've wrapped a length of sheer white fabric around your neck and face like a scarf to protect you from sand grit carried by the wind. A linen robe shields you from the scorching sun. Determined to find the oasis, you keep trekking up the dunes and down, led only by the needle on your compass and by some inner knowing that rarely steers you wrong. Based on the rough directions given you by an old merchant in a distant street bazaar, you guess that you're only a few kilometers away now. But directions can be a phantom thing in a barren landscape like this, where the sand shifts constantly and a rogue wind can bury you inside of a minute. You stop for a moment to take a swallow of water, and as you gaze behind you, you see only your own footprints pocking the sand, stretching out like strings of prayer beads, winding up and down the dunes you've just traversed. As you crest the next dune, you squint into the light. Off in the distance, you think you might see it, a verdant patch of green shimmering against the orange of the desert. Or are you dreaming? You raise your hand to your eyes like a visor, blinking a few times as you try to decide if it's just a trick of the heat. And sure enough, the oasis becomes a mirage, dissolving once more into cloudless blue sky and endless dunes. The sun rises high. You trek onward, the heat drawing out beads of sweat on your forehead. You stop for a moment to gulp down more water. Now, off in the distance, you see a funnel of sand sucking at the dunes, growing bigger, picking up speed, becoming a sandstorm, and your heart stops. It's headed straight for you, and there's nowhere to go, nowhere even to duck and hide until it passes. So you start to run, your arms pumping, your legs racing as fast as they'll carry you. But already you can feel the storm at your back, bearing down on you, the sand grinding the backs of your legs, the wind whipping at your robe, the vortex nipping at you, ready to chew you up and spit you out, or bury you deep in a dune. Just when the funnel threatens to swallow you, you trip over your own feet and fall in slow motion, tumbling down the side of the dune, rolling until you skid to a stop at the bottom. Like a monster harrying its prey, the storm rages around you, and for a moment all you hear is the screaming wind. You pull your knees to your chest, squeeze your eyes shut, and curl into a ball, preparing for the worst. But a voice inside you urges you to your feet, warning you to get to higher ground. You scramble back up the dune, clawing your way up the sand, your feet sinking even as you climb. You have to get higher. Beneath your feet, the sand keeps shifting, but you keep climbing. Just as you summit the dune, a wall of sand knocks you down. You curl into a ball again and wait, sand piling up around you. Then, just as suddenly as it came up, the storm changes direction and wails off, leaving you halfway buried, but alive. Slowly you lift your face. You rub the sand grit from your eyes and stare in disbelief. Below you is the Oasis, a lush retreat bordered by a high stone wall. You shed the sand clinging to you, get to your feet, and half run, half skate down the dune. Through a pair of heavy iron gates, you can see trees laden with fruit. Exotic flowers bloom everywhere, their giant petals stirring in the breeze. Water sprouts from fountains tiled in colorful mosaics. You stumble toward the gates and find that they're unlatched. And as you give one of them a push, it creaks, swinging wide on its hinges as it opens. You stop just inside the entrance, content for a moment simply to breathe, to give thanks that the storm drove you right to the threshold of this magical place. You notice you're on a tiled path that leads to a grand pool which reflects the light of the afternoon sun. You fall to your knees at its edge and plunge your cupped hands into the water, desperate to relieve your thirst. When you've drunk all you can, you strip off scarf, pack, robe, and tunic, and wade into the pool. A long sigh escapes from your chest as you sink into its depths. The water is so cool and fresh. The scent of orange blossoms wafts toward you on the air. You stretch out, close your eyes, and allow yourself to soak. You become aware of birdsong and the hum of insects. From somewhere nearby come the faint notes of music. Someone plucks the strings of a sitar. Someone strikes the curve of a singing bowl, and the sound vibrates, carries, enters you. You feel your body begin to hum in synchrony with the bowl. For a moment, you feel as though you are the bowl, the vibrations spiraling down through your chest and into your core, where they open some portal that was closed. You become aware of your stomach muscles relaxing. You take a deep, slow breath, pulling in more air, your chest and your stomach filling with rich oxygen. You rise from the water and decide to explore the gardens. Groves of trees yield their fruit to you. You pluck an orange from a tree, peel it, dig your thumb into its heart, pry out a wedge, and pop it in your mouth, where the fruit meat bursts with a sweet juice that melts on your tongue. You chase a butterfly that leads you into a pavilion where brightly colored silk cloths have been laid like rugs on the grass. And a pallet has been unrolled, beckoning you to lie down and rest for a moment. As you stretch out on this soft bedroll and stare up at the canvas vaulting over you, your eyes close, and you let yourself drift off. Again, you hear the music, more distant this time, the notes humming in your consciousness, causing your breathing to deepen. Let go. Breathe deep and let go. You are a journeyer.